Phoebe Tonkin's 13-step nighttime skincare routine. I don't know who you are, but your name's Phoebe Tonkin, and today we be talking about your skincare routine and what you use. I was supposed to be a snarky Disney character in another life. I don't know who this is, which is always the theme of these videos. And in case you don't know, my name is Cassandra Bankson. I am your acne big sister. I've been an expert in the industry for over 10 years, but I've struggled with breakouts for over 15. And although I'm a medical esthetician who has worked alongside and with both doctors and dermatologists, I am not a physician myself. I am a failed Disney character from another life. And I absolutely love analyzing, scrutinizing, and learning from other people's skincare routines, and that is what we are here to do today. She looks gorgeous. It appears that she uses 13 steps, but the questions are the products any good? Do they work for her skin type? What are the ingredients and the rituals that she has that we can learn from or discuss? And even more importantly, does she have pets? Because I love it when people bring their pets into their skincare routine. My cat walks little infinity signs around my ankles while I do my skincare routine at night, and it is our bonding time, and I love it. Speaking of cats, that is not a cat. That is not a cat in the hat. That is a cat in an ad hat, because today's video is in partial partnership with Skillshare. Skillshare is the online learning platform that you know I am obsessed with and that I love to learn from. They have thousands of courses taught by different creatives and experts that discuss everything from photography to video editing to creative writing and marketing to stopping procrastination. And in relation to this Disney kick that I am somehow on, yes, they even have courses on design and animation. Specifically, digital illustrations, doodles, and designs is what I dove into this month, and can I just say how fun this was? This course is taught by John Burgerman, and can I just say, John Burgerman is wearing a burger shirt that looks like SpongeBob, and it makes my heart happy. This entire course was so uplifting. He is so bubbly and creative, and let me tell you, in school I drew stick figures, okay? I am not an artist by trade. Simultaneously, John makes it easy for beginners to start. His course includes little titles like Pens Are Your Friends, which I had never seen them that way, but now I would agree, pens are my friends. And he takes you through these doodle exercises that actually gets your pen on paper. And throughout this course, not only did I learn design and how to put those into vector format using Photoshop and how to actually scan them so that they could be used, but I also worked with an amazing girl on our team named Lauren to actually create these! Are these not the cutest little kitty cat emotes? I know that I've been telling you in other videos that fun things are coming soon. Can I just say how proud we are of these little fluffmeisters? There are a ton of them, they will be available to you soon, and if it weren't for this course and the creative brainstorming that went into it, Lauren and I wouldn't have been able to come up with so many of these ideas. By the way, if you think that we are missing any, leave some in the comments below and maybe we can turn one of your requests into one of these emoji sticker friends. I found this course to be so creative and uplifting and a little bit out of my comfort zone, and even just Skillshare as a platform is such a community of encouragement and creativity and connection. Especially the way the world has been the past year or so, everyone is locked down at home to keep yourself and others safe. I think a lot of people are realizing the accessibility and benefits of online learning, and people like John Burgerman or Jessica K are people that in real life I probably would never have the opportunity to learn from, but because they teach these courses in such a structured way, I can actually learn how to create digital illustrations and make them come to life with my team, or I can learn from Jessica on how to Photoshop some photos, which is what I'm probably going to be working on next. If you're bored, if you're looking for some self-care through neural stimulation and creativity, or if you're just looking for a creative community to connect with, I would recommend Skillshare. It costs less than a cup of overpriced pesticides and a panini, as it's only $10 a month. And I have another surprise for you, because as the beautiful butterflies, I said Skillshare, nuh-uh. You know that I only work with brands that I love, that provide real value, and that are worth the money. But I also said to them, hey guys, you're gonna have to give back to the beautiful butterfly community. So the first 1,000 butterflies that click that link can get a membership for free. It's limited time, but it's enough to watch this and multiple other courses. And if you have been trying to learn something new, if you're interested in web design or video editing or photo editing or art and illustration, this is definitely somewhere that I think you should start. It is definitely the place to keep you creative and learning, and who knows, maybe you could be the next Walt Disney. The link is there for you to learn along with me, and while we're here, let's also learn alongside Miss Phoebe and see what she's got going on. Her name is very Disney princess. Was she a Disney princess? Somebody explain to me who and what she is, because from what I've seen out of just the thumbnail, I like it.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Tonkin and this is my nighttime routine. Let's go to bed. My nighttime routine is pretty simple. Not that simple, but I'm not the best morning person. My morning routine consists of taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and making a coffee. I do keep sunscreen in my car, but other than that, that's sort of all that touches my face until the evening. So at night, I am really diligent about a nighttime routine, because it's kind of the only time my face gets any love and attention. So let's start.
Me! I am also a night owl. Like, my body naturally wants to sleep at 3 in the morning, but I schedule meetings for like 5 a.m. So that I get my butt up out of bed, because otherwise it just won't happen. My sleep schedule is a wackadoodle-doo. But yeah, my nighttime routine is more intense. It has my actives in it. It has the things that I want to keep on my face while I sleep all night. And my nighttime routine is so good that that's why I don't need an extensive morning routine. Literally wake up, I don't even use a cleanser in the morning, just a little splash of water. Sometimes an essence, but usually not really. Maybe just like a vitamin C and sunscreen and good to go. If I've got pimples or something, I can throw on a pimple patch or put on some little things underneath a mask. Speaking of, there are little breakouts here. Do you see them? Do you see them? I have anxiety every single time I get a pimple, or like a group of them. I get terrified that I'm going to go back to, you know, the times when acne took over my face, and it brings me back to that place emotionally, and it makes me very uncomfortable. But I'm realizing that that is not reality, and I am trying to get over it. So, breathe, Cassandra. Stop sweating of nervousness. Oh, don't we love that? I swear to God I have acne PTSD. You know what? That's not what we're talking about. Phoebe, what do you rub on your face in the evening, my dear?
I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I don't even think I own a makeup remover. If I have been wearing mascara, I use an oil-based cleanser. I've been using Tracy Martin's purifying cleanser.
Let's take a look at the purifying cleanser. You know that I love a double cleanse, but if you're not wearing waterproof sunscreen, or if you're not wearing, you know, thick, heavy makeup, you don't need to do a double cleanse. There's no research showing that it is better, but there's also no research showing that it's harmful. I love that she knows to use an oil-based cleanser. A lot of makeup is oil-based, and remember that like dissolves like. So that sounds perfectly logical to me, and again, I've gotten in trouble on the internet for saying this, but it's true, and dermatologists back it up. You could literally use coconut oil, or mineral oil, or frickin' olive oil if you wanted to remove your makeup, as long as you use a regular cleanser to rinse it off the face. Any of the regular oils, the ones that you even find in your kitchen, or the Crisco ones, you can totally use those to break down and remove your makeup. Just don't use spicy chili oil, and make sure that whichever oil it is that you're using a regular cleanser to get it off your face.
So I'll start with just cleansing my skin.
So first off, her skin is stunning, but how can you do that without getting product in your hair? I don't understand. I was talking with some of my favorite dermatologists, Dr. Kavita, who's on Instagram, and Dr. Shaw of Doctorly. We were talking about if we wash our face at the sink or in the shower. I wash my face in the shower. I hope that most people do too, unless it's a day that I'm not showering, then I do it at the sink, but I swear to God, if I washed my sink, especially like all the Neutrogena or the Disney princesses did, like I wouldn't have a bathroom, I would have a petri dish that is infested by mold. I would have a mold room in my house, because the water just goes everywhere and then it just sits. Sometimes even if you try to wipe it up, you can't find it all, okay? Do you wash your face in the shower, in the sink? Does it depend? The comments are there. And how does she do this without tying up her hair, without putting it back, without a headband? It is perplexing to me. Give that like button a headband. Make sure the like button ties up its hair. It needs help. It doesn't have hands. It only has a thumb. Help it. Much better. Much better. It is eternally grateful, and now it can actually wash its face without ruining its hair. It says thank you.
Clean Hair is now a mess.
Hair is now a mess. Let's take a look at this Tracy Martin Alma Purifying Cleanser. It's $65, which is not absolutely insane. It looks like it's a foaming facial cleanser that brightens and exfoliates the skin. Your skin naturally desquamates, meaning it exfoliates naturally. You don't have to go in and exfoliate every single day. If you have acne, if you have comedones, if you have specific conditions, then maybe that can be helpful, but you don't want to over exfoliate. And we definitely live in an over exfoliation nation. So if you are using an exfoliating cleanser, I would want to know the amount of acids that are in those or how much exfoliation is actually happening. I mean, I don't recommend using an exfoliating cleanser every single day, definitely not twice a day. This one looks like it has water, decyl glucoside. We actually have some wheat amino acids, which look really nice. I don't know about in a cleanser. I'd prefer these to sit on the skin, but they seem halfway decent. We have some soy protein, which is nice. Looks like we have lactic acid, malic acid, and salicylic acid. Those are AHAs and BHAs that are giving some exfoliation here. Those are water soluble. They go onto the skin to exfoliate the outer layers, and actually the desmosomes, the little things that hold your skin's layers together, it actually helps to break those down. We have papain and some enzymes. These enzymes are very gentle exfoliants, but this does look like a good exfoliating cleanser. I would just be worried about this every single day, especially if she's using this twice a day, but I'm not sure about that. Turmeric in here is great. Spearmint I like, just don't get it by your eyes. If you're sensitive, this is not for you because it has lime and sandalwood. That might not be the best. There's some fragrance if you want to avoid that, but overall I am not mad at that. It does have sorbitol, but this doesn't seem like, you know, sugar that's like cutting into the skin with those sugar crystals, which is not all the time a bad thing. Some people can handle sugar on the skin, it depends, but it says it doesn't strip the skin's moisture levels. And when we actually look at it, some of these proteins, some of these alpha hydroxy acids, they can act as humectants. This seems like a really good option. It says leave on for 5 minutes for the green papaya enzymes to do their best magic for enhanced exfoliation, and then it looks like you rinse it off. So is this cruelty free? Because I would like to try this.
So this is a pretty indulgent version of my skincare routine. I have a shoot in the morning, so I'm taking a little bit extra time on my skin tonight.
I wouldn't do anything extra to your skin before a big day. Don't get a facial, don't get a chemical peel, don't do any of these treatments like a couple days before a wedding or a photo shoot or a picture day or whatever she's doing. Because your skin can react to what you put on it, you want to make sure that you are keeping things regular. And if you are doing treatments, do them a couple months before. Get them started early so that you can get that glowing skin or that even tone or texture on the day that you're looking for. Because sometimes skin purges. Sometimes certain ingredients that you might add a little bit more than normal, maybe they react with each other on the skin. You just don't want to cause any irritation or any unnecessary breakouts or exfoliation right before a shoot. I would advise against that, but simultaneously I am excited to see her full skincare routine.
For example, I'm gonna do a face mask right now that I don't do every night. I probably do 2 or 3 times a week. If I knew where the face mask was, that would be very helpful for this video. Here we go. So this is my facialist, who is Australian, but she has a studio in Los Angeles as well. Her name is Melanie Grant, and a lot of what I have been using for the last few years has been at Melanie's suggestion. She has the world's most beautiful skin and she uses the best products and she does so much research. We both geek out over skincare and get excited about new things that come out, but this is her mask, Melanie Grant's mask.
I love the relationship that she has with her facialist, her esthetician. There are different types of estheticians, care providers, nurse practitioners, doctors, etc. that are all a part of a healthy skincare routine. And the way I break it down for most people is that your skincare routine, anyone in aesthetics or medical aesthetics, and your medical team should be working in tandem. Think of your skin like a car. Every day that you get into your car and clean out the back seat or put on a seatbelt for safety before you drive, that is your skincare routine that you do every day. You cleanse your skin, you put on your sunscreen. When you want something a little bit special, maybe you go to the spa. You get a car wash, you make sure the wheels are clean, you make everything look fancy. When you need something a little bit more serious, you go in for something like an oil change. You see a medical esthetician for something like a chemical peel or an LED treatment. But all of that is more cosmetic to the car, what the outside and inside looks like, that doesn't matter if your engine is falling apart, if your tire is popped, if you're about to fly off the road. And that is why your dermatologist is there. Your dermatologist, your nurse practitioner is there to make sure that the engine is functioning, to make sure that you don't have skin cancer, to make sure that any autoimmune conditions aren't causing flare-ups in your skin, to help diagnose and treat diseases. And in a perfect world, all of these would work together. That's why I like working alongside and with doctors and derms. It's because we can give this whole patient care. And I wish that some of the doctor's offices would have a psychologist on hand, and not just nutritionists like myself, but actual dietitians. I think that would be so helpful, and in my mind, that would be like the perfect clinic, the perfect set of care to treat for everything skin, whether it's what a patient or client uses on their skin when they get home, to treating and diagnosing things in the office, to ensuring that their psychological needs are met and that their skin isn't impacting them emotionally, and that their hormones and nutrition levels are checked to make sure that their entire body is healthy. Because I think a lot of times people forget, skin is an organ. Like, skin is an organ and things can go wrong with it, and your entire body is connected. But that is a rant about me and the perfect world that I wish I could create, and maybe someday will, but that is where my head lives right now. And yeah, I'm really happy that she found someone that she trusts and that works for her skin.
I just put it all over my face. It smells really good. It smells kind of like yogurt, so it's hard to not dip your finger in it and eat it. So I would leave this on for about 10-15 minutes. Sometimes I leave it on for a lot longer because I forget that I'm wearing it.
I'm actually trying to find this mask and I cannot seem to locate it. I would love to see the ingredients. She says it smells good. I'm assuming it has a fragrance. It looks very hydrating. It doesn't look like it's drying down. Maybe it has a clay, but I would assume it has something like glycerin in it, something that is moisturizing, kind of a humectant. It looks really nice. I don't know what's in it. Please send me the ingredients list so that I can find it and know and quell my curiosity. Thank you.
While I'm doing a face mask, I try to take some vitamins. So I am really obsessed with all things moon juice, but this one is called Super You, and I really do swear by this. For me, disclaimer, this just works for me. I talk about them and people are like, oh yeah, I've been taking them too for a year, and it's why I'm still sane, because they really do calm me down. The place that I'm at in my life right now, where everything is pretty balanced and stable, these are really helping me at the moment.
How is she not getting her mask in her hair? That's what I want to know. These moon juice things, I know they're very popular. I have personally never tried them, nor have I really looked into them. Supplements are largely unregulated. There are certain checks and balances that go into them. There are some that I personally take, I ingest, and I do recommend, but this is also why my ideal care provider setup has doctors and dietitians on hand, because I think that before you just go buying vitamins, you should actually get a blood draw, get a CBC, get your levels checked, find out what nutrients you are deficient in or lacking or could use more of, and either get those as like prescription vitamin D from your doctor if you need it, and actually find out what your body is telling you. Have the doctor, have a nurse, have someone read you those results so that you can understand them, and then actually get a vitamin that is going to benefit you instead of just things that you pee out or waste your money on, or in the case of fat-soluble vitamins, actually build up in the body and cause problems, because yes, that can happen. Natural vitamins can still build up in the body and cause toxicity or go rancid, you know, and basically be free radicals that you are willingly ingesting. Just saying, the supplement industry is not regulated the way I think it should be. Again, there are some that I do like and do take, but I have no idea about the moon juice ones. I'm glad they work for her. It looks like there's a magnesium one that she takes, which is nice. I have no idea. I do not know. Maybe that is a video for another day.
Also moon juice. This is magnesium. I take magnesium to help me sleep. Also tastes nice, it looks pretty. As I said, I probably would leave this on for a little bit longer, but for the nature of this video not being 2 hours long, I'm gonna wash it off.
How is she not getting it in her hair? How How is she not getting it in her hair? How is her hair not soaking wet? How did she not just take a shower? Okay, these are the mysteries of the world.
Oh wow, how does anyone look pretty doing this? So this is where this routine gets kind of indulgent. I love tools and I love machines and anything is like cutting edge technology and skincare, and that's sort of what Melanie Grant and I geek out about. Sorry, backtrack. So what I'm putting on here is a vitamin A, C, and E oil. It's by Emma Lewisham, which is a really beautiful natural line from New Zealand, and I've been using a lot of the products for the last little while. I really love what they do to my skin. I love the ethos behind the brand. I love how it smells.
Remember that natural has no definition in the skincare world, and that everything we eat, such as fruits and vegetables, are made up of chemicals. Yes, your fruits and vegetables are technically chemicals. Water is a chemical. And when we look at the ingredients, yes, full of chemicals, plant-derived chemicals, which are great. This actually looks great. I love that the formulation is vegan. It is expensive. It does look luxury. Looks like it has bakuchiol, which is a plant derivative that is often compared to retinoic acid or retinoids. It is not the same. It does not bind to the same receptors. It is not as effective, but it is a good ingredient for those who are pregnant or nursing. They seem to like it better, but we also haven't had studies done on pregnant or nursing patients with bakuchiol. So even though it's supposed to be safe, you know, there's not like a legit study on it that I'm aware of. But when we look at the ingredients for this one, it does have some of my favorite ingredients, such as jojoba oil, jojoba esters. It does have melon seed oil, prickly pear seed oil. These are some expensive oils. So you know what? I actually understand why it's, oh yeah, I understand why it's $90. It does have bakuchiol, metafoam seed oil is great. We do have rosehip, chia. This is a lot of good stuff. Sea buckthorn, argan. Wow, this is really good. And you know what? I'm not seeing a lot of essential oils. I thought I was gonna see a ton of them, but we don't. We have geraniol, we have limonene, oh, there we go. We have perfume at the bottom, derived from flowers, which can still cause irritation, but this actually seems really good. It's an expensive blend, but it has phytosterols. This looks like a really good product. I would be interested in trying it if I had exorbitant amounts of money, but I'm also okay with not spending $97 on an oil for my skin.
So, I put the oil on, and then I use this LED mask. This is something that Melanie also got me onto. Wow. It looks terrifying, but I only do it for about 10 minutes a day, maybe 3 times a week.
LED seems gimmicky, but there is so much scientific evidence and data to back it up. We've spoken about it in depth and in detail. For me, the biggest thing is that I've been in clinical settings where we use the large panels. We can control the power, we can control a lot of the variables. For the at-home things, if they don't have goggles, I'm a little bit more skeptical of them. I say protect your eyes. I know it can be cumbersome and you can't multitask, but I say protect your eyes, and I wonder, are these devices powerful enough if you aren't protecting your eyes? That would be a concern of mine. The ones that I do recommend, the only ones that I can really say that I have tried and attest to and often recommend are the LightStim ones. Those I think are worth the money. What's that doctor one, Dr. Dennis Gross? That one seems interesting, but it doesn't have the little shields for the eyes. I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's powerful enough, but I know they did do a study. Again, Dr. Shaw of Doctorly was talking about that, which seemed interesting, and I know he likes that one. But I am very skeptical when it comes to LED lights, and I have not tried this one either. Seems interesting, and yes, Phoebe, it does look terrifying.
I then use this other tool that a makeup artist in Australia called Vic Barron got me into. It is this thing, which looks very suspicious, but it really works.
I have to say, these shaped tools and devices, again, they look ridiculous, but they are some of the best. They actually pinch the skin and massage it. Oh my God, they are so good. My friend, love him. What a dumbass. I love Victor to death, but he bought the $350 one from Madonna, and I was like, Victor, why are you wasting your money? And he's like, Cassandra, come here. I was like, Victor, this is such a waste of money. Don't do it. He's like, Cassandra, come here. He puts it on my arm, and I was like, oh my God, that is heavenly. One of the best massage tools, but you do not have to spend $350 on it. This one might be different. This Rifa one, I think it's supposed to be like solar power charged, like you charge it in the sun. And I think it might have radio frequency or microcurrent technology. It's $320. Please don't spend that much on it. There are other ones. You can get one. We found one at Target. Do you guys remember our Target haul? We found one at Target that was 20 or 30. Excellent. You can use it on the face, be gentle. I love to use it on the back, the trapezius, the sternocleidomastoid, anywhere that you get tense, because hi, I edit videos and it takes like an hour of editing per minute of video, and now I have an amazing team who helps me do that. But it's still a lot and it hurts my musculars. So, you know, I roll them out. I love these things. Also, when we look at this, we are brought to the Nordstrom website. It does only have 2 out of 3 stars. And you know that most companies kind of control and filter their ratings. So I'm like, okay, why the stars so low? Looks like someone is just mad at the way that they're marketing it. Yeah, we found these in Target hauls. Don't spend this kind of money on it. I like the more inexpensive ones. You don't need to spend a ridiculous amount of money on these, but facial massage is always a good idea. So we'll just watch Phoebe enjoy hers.
I have used jade rollers and things before as well. I like this one because I don't really have to apply too much pressure to my face with my hands. I just sort of let this thing roll. We have used this in Paris when we've been really jet lagged. We, being me, has been really puffy, and you just get a cup and fill it with ice and cold water and put it down in like that, so that these are kind of cold and really wake your skin up. Okay, that is fine. We have spoken about this before in depth, but please do not put ice directly on your skin. Someone on TikTok did that. She was an athlete and it actually gave her burns on her legs. If you are taking a tool and you are cooling down the tool, that is what I love tools for. If you want to go inexpensive, you could get a spoon if you really wanted. Just do not apply ice directly to your face. Wherever she's getting her information, wherever this happened, this good. Me likey a lot. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is apply. This is by Beauty and it's called the Resurfacing compound. So this is the serum.
This is from a blogger. It's from, is it Bag Mom or Bag Girl? I never would have expected her to dive into skincare, but she created a line. It looks halfway decent. It is very expensive. The one thing that I really didn't like about it is the way that it's marketed. It's $148, and she's like, oh, it's all in one. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's very expensive. And again, I love supporting fellow creators. I think that is an amazing thing to do. I've just never seen this person be into skincare before or know cosmetic chemistry. Now, she was super upfront about working with chemists on this, which is awesome. And again, I have not tried the product. If I had an extra $148 laying around, maybe I would, but like I have not tried it personally. But for me, based on the ingredients, I don't know. It's just not something I'm spending a ton of money on at this point, and I don't think that it's all in one. We have water, and it seems like some specially treated water. We have aloe, we have sodium ascorbyl phosphate, so vitamin C. We have some glycerin, some witch hazel, glycolic acid, superoxide dismutase, which is great. We do have lactobionic acid, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, glutathione, jojoba. We do have retinol palmitate, which is nice and can be turned by the skin into retinoic acid eventually, palmitic acid, tocopherol, some great peptides. And again, these are all very expensive ingredients, so I understand the price, but it's not all in one, and it's a very expensive serum. It's a resurfacing compound, I guess. Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, but knowing that Phoebe likes it, her skin looks really good, and I'm happy that it works for her. I am just not ready to part with my money like that. I am so sorry. I have like bills to pay and like coffee to consume, right? And emotes to create. I have editors to pay, I have people to feed, and myself to feed. Speaking of, I could really use some avocado toast right now. Not the expensive stuff, but like the homemade one. Ooh, I want that Trader Joe's vegan noodle salad. Do you guys know the noodle salad? It's like udon noodle. Anyways, continue, Phoebe. Yes, I never see people patting in their skincare, but I actually really, really like that. Patting it into the pores is a great idea for application. Is it gonna make a world of difference? Probably not. You know, but it pushes stuff in there and it's relaxing and it's good for your lymph nodes.
Now, I am going to moisturize. This is also Emma Lewisham. It's called Supernatural Night Cream. Please use like a little bit on my fingertips. A little goes a long way. It's really, really rich, kind of velvety.
It looks good on her face. I barely know any of these brands. These are definitely more indie brands, which I kind of like to see. Support indie creators. Probably a little bit more expensive, but yeah, it looks good. 105 collagen boosting night cream for 72 hours. Very nice. Let's look at the ingredients. Again, this brand really hits hard with the natural, so it makes me a little bit concerned. And look at that. The second ingredient is dihydrogen monoxide. Remember, dihydrogen monoxide is also a major ingredient inside of drain cleaners and bleach. It is the main component of snake venom. It is straight up explosive when mixed with certain metals. And it's so funny to see a bunch of these skincare companies say that they're all natural, but then they have dihydrogen monoxide as like a second ingredient. Speaking of, I need to consume a little more, in the words of one of our beautiful butterflies, because if you don't, your kidneys might go haywire. And I've only got one. What a conundrum it is. This has aloe, we've got glycerin, we do have jojoba, we do have some shea butter, sunflower, bakuchiol. Wow. Again, a lot of really great stuff in here and a lot of really rich oils. There's a ton of oils in here, so if you're super, super sensitive to fragrances or to plant extracts, you might not like a ton of these, but overall it seems really tame. As long as you're okay with oils, it seems really good. Prickly pear, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. For the skincare portion, this is good, but these layers are kind of messed up. For instance, she put the oil on first. Oil can act as a moisturizer, but as you know, products can't really get through oil, especially water-based products. So this moisturizer and this $148 serum, it's not gonna penetrate into the skin because you have this layer of oil on the skin. If I were to redo this, I would have done the serum for $148. Then I would have done the moisturizer. Then I would have done that finishing oil very last, because otherwise you're not going to be getting the benefits of the skincare because the skincare can't touch the skin and therefore the skin won't care. So yeah, that's how I would say. I mean, there might be a couple things that are oil soluble, but it's like you're doing yourself a disservice. So I would do those a little bit differently. Phoebe then takes us through the rest of her night routine. She takes us through her hair and some other stuff, which I'm not going to go through, but if you want to see it, she shares some very interesting rituals and some thoughts. So I will leave the link right here for you. And remember that the Skillshare link is there for you as well if you want to learn along with me. I also often leave product recommendations, things that I would recommend, like dupes at less expensive prices, different than kind of what celebrities use. So if you're ever interested in those, they are there for you. And always remember to consume your dihydrogen monoxide responsibly. I hope you always remember to be beautiful both inside and out. Make sure that the like button's headband is on, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.